Okay, Vegas, eh? I'm just being goofy, sorry. Thought I'd try a different kind of introduction to one of my videos for a change. So today, we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, facts, figures, stats. If you're like me, you find that kind of stuff interesting. I've got this cool background music that's royalty free, so YouTube can't get mad at me. I'll turn it down a skosh. Right now, I'm in Ontario, Canada. I put my glass on, make myself look smart, and it's about 25 Celsius, which is about you double it and add 30, so there's just 50. So it's about 80 or 90 Fahrenheit, but it feels a lot hotter than that because of the humidity. We get a lot of humidity in Ontario, Canada, whereas in Las Vegas you don't. So in the background you can see video I took. This is my YouTube video of me walking around the new Las Vegas Raiders Stadium. And again, like I said, I have a bunch of stats, facts, and figures I thought you might be interested in listening to. Plus, I just kind of miss doing a YouTube video because I'm not in Vegas right now to do one. But anyway, here goes. It was started in September of 2017. So this thing is really moving along. They say it's on time. There was talk that it wasn't going to be on time. Due to some steel delays, they didn't think it would be, but they've made up for it. They just had the topping out ceremony last week, and the final pieces of steel, which you can see being lifted in this video. This video was made just a couple of weeks before they topped it out. So my understanding, topping out means that building is physically done, architecturally done that way. Is that the word, architecturally done? Anyway, so now it just has to be outfitted, doesn't it? They've got to put in the seats, concession stands, and the restaurants, bathrooms, wiring. Can you imagine the wiring it takes for this thing? Anyway, it's on schedule. It's been easier building apparently this than some cities because did you know that this person touches their nose? It means they're lying. But I wasn't lying. It really was itchy. Oh, I've got dimples. Anyway, so that's what we're saying. What was I saying? I lose track easy. Are you one of those people too? But it's easier to build apparently because it's in the desert, right? So yeah, they do have the excessive heat in summer, but I think winter is a lot worse. Just a second. Dog, get out of there. The dog was eating my plant. What can you do? My sister's dog. So it's going to be finished on the 31st of July, 2020, just in time for the NFL's training camp to begin, which I think is interesting. They're also building. I mean, talk about an injection of money. So $1.8 billion for this, and $100 million of that is included to build a practice facility in Henderson, which is like a suburb of Las Vegas. So interesting fact, I mean, this stadium's only a block west of the Strip. The Las Vegas Strip actually isn't even in Las Vegas. It's in a place called Paradise, which is basically a section of Las Vegas. But it is interesting to know, isn't it? So anyway, so it's in Henderson, and that's going to be open in the spring of 2020, so the Raiders can practice there, then come over here to the stadium to do their thing, right? So I think that's pretty cool. It's going to be home then of the Raiders. It's going to be the home of the UNLV Rebels. Go Rebels. And that's the university here, University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus. And it's also going to be the home of the Las Vegas Bowl. So that's one of the oldest and I guess biggest bowl games for football. So this stadium can hold up to 61,000 people for an NFL game. Apparently it could be expanded up to 72,000 people. It can hold, let's see here, 61,000 for soccer, I should say, up to 72K for football. So that's pretty cool. At the end of it, and you'll see in my video in the background, they're building these massive doors. These doors are 80 feet high, 215 feet wide. So they're going to open up, and then you'll have this amazing view. Look at my eyes. Amazing view of the Las Vegas Strip, which I think is really cool. You'll be able to see everything going on down there. You know, all the buildings. Imagine at night, the lights and that. That's going to be incredible. And the stadium's not far from the airport, by the way, either. It's in the southern end of the Strip. It's actually not that far from the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. I mean, a person could walk that. It's basically behind Mandalay Bay, if you know where that is. And then, of course, you have Excalibur, and you have Luxor, and New York, and Park MGM are all in that area there. They're all going to benefit big time from this thing being here. Because think of it, you could stay there, make a trip to Las Vegas and go see whatever it is you're going to see in that stadium, whether it's football or whether it's a show. It could be anything. Just getting comfortable here. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, literally. Anyway, It has 10 levels. I didn't know that. I just researched that, so I think that's interesting. 10 different levels to it. The view of the strip is really cool. Yeah, yeah. It said it'll take 10 minutes, by the way, for those doors to open up. So it's not an open stadium, by the way. It is covered by a roof. We'll talk about that in a minute. It has a grass field, a natural grass field. And you've been thinking to yourself, wait a minute, what's this about? Because I don't know if you know or not, but most athletes like to play on real grass, I'm understanding. I hear it's healthier, too. Because all those little black pebbles you see that pop out of the ground when a player slides or something on the grass on those fake grass fields. Apparently that's made from old tires and that. And I watched a 2020 show or a 60-minute show where they said that stuff was not healthy, that it was causing cancer, in children especially. And you don't hear much more about that anymore. But I don't know if that's still the case or not. But anyway, it's real grass. So good for them. It's going to be moved on rails. I mean, talk about design. This isn't the first time it's been done, though. But this thing's going to move out on rails to the outside where it can get natural sunlight. And I just think that's amazing, right? They'll actually have columns. I don't know how supporting they are, but they must be if they're columns. The columns are actually going to be able to be moved so the tray can be moved outside. That just blows my mind that they can do that. So let's talk about parking. Okay, we're back. Sorry, this is my first video I've ever made on my computer. Usually use my phone. So still learning the ins and outs, and as many of you know, I'm usually called like One Take Sandman because I don't edit my videos. I just want them to be natural. If you see me screw up, if the camera moves, my apologies. I know most people are used to getting the top high quality videos, but you won't get that with mine. Mine is just as though you're actually hanging out with me, which I like to think that maybe that's what separates me from some others, right? So try not to look at my fat either if you can help it. Are you looking at my fat? I'm working on it. Okay, so what else we got going on here? There's also a 7,500 square foot preview center, and that's located at the town square, the town center, which is more for locals. That's definitely in the south end of the strip, past the Welcome to Vegas sign. And it's a really nice place. I actually have a YouTube video of that too. You can watch on here. And it's the town square. There's cinemas there, and little playgrounds for the kids, and restaurants and shops. Really nice place. I haven't been to the preview center yet. I actually walked by it, but I haven't been in yet. But it's pretty cool, and I've seen a few YouTube videos of it as well. Look at the size of that thing in the background. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, so we're going to talk about parking. So parking has become a real debate. A lot of people in the city are criticizing the stadium because they don't have enough room for parking for all the cars. I believe it's something around 5,000. Please don't quote me on any of these stats. I'm just doing my best, right? But anyway, I heard about 5,000 cars. So, if you've got 75,000 people in that stadium for an event, you're going to need more. You're going to need more parking spaces than that. So apparently the story goes they wanted to be able to locate near the strip. This was the only space available that would make sense. There was another one near the Flamingo, I think it was. No, not Flamingo. The Tropicana. But apparently it's too close to the airport, and one of the airlines complained and said, hey, that's too dangerous, which makes sense, so they weren't able to build there. But for whatever reason, they settled on this site, which I think they said is like 65 acres. Pretty big, right? 62 acres in size. But it's walkable from the strip, and that's what I like about it. I know I already talked about it, but you could stay at one of the hotels and walk there. I'm sure the hotels are going to charge money, too, for you to park there. Which makes sense too, right? They don't want their parking spaces all filled up because people are going to a Raiders game, right? So there'll be off-site parking, and there'll be shuttles apparently taking people to the off-site parking. So here's a bonus I think about this fact is, when there's a big event at a stadium like this, ends, everybody wants to get out at once. I mean, there's a stadium near here, not a stadium, hockey arena, and it only holds about 5,000 people. But to get the cars out of that parking lot, half an hour, 40 minutes sometimes trying to get out of there. So I think it's a good idea. Why not disperse, spread out the parking in like a satellite configuration around the stadium. And, so here's this parking space over here has 500 spots. So now you're only battling 500 cars to get out of there. And so to me it makes sense, right? I also think it's a great idea keeping that close to the strip. Keep everything of that entertainment value really close to the strip. One-stop shopping, that's what people want. It's more environmentally friendly. It's walkable, right? So you really don't need to take any transportation from those hotels in the south end of the strip anyway. Will people do that? No. I mean, you can see Mandalay Bay right there in the background, right? So anyway, walkable for me. For some people, maybe not, right? But I think that's really cool. I talk about the land values. I mean, the stadium is located, I like to think, on Russell Road because I know some good-looking people like Tom Cruise, looks like me, who live on Russell Road, maybe closer to Summerlin, which is a nice area. But anyway, I digress. I've always wanted to say that, but I digress. My English teacher used to talk like that. She'd be talking in front of the class, grade 11 English. She'd be like, but I digress. Okay, anyway, won't go there. What was I talking about? I was talking about, the land values, yeah. So this building is located Russell Road at the south end, Hacienda at the north end. It's surrounded to the east by the I-15 highway, and the Las Vegas Strip is next to that. And then to the west is Polaris Avenue, I think it's called. Polaris Avenue. Yeah, sorry. Polaris Avenue, Dean Martin Boulevard, I-15, and then the Strip. So there's a few roads there. But Hacienda has a bridge over that highway. So that's all part of the walkability of this. And there's talk of more things. But what I really think is cool about this building, too, is it's a design build. And apparently a design build is, and you'll notice one end of the stadium seemed to be more finished than the other end. And my understanding is that as they go along, they can, I'll turn down my jazz tunes. Anyway, they can change the design as they go. If they find something's not working or want to come up with a new addition, maybe some more suites or something, right? It's designed as it's built. I think that's brilliant too. I'm just always amazed by these huge construction projects. And we'll talk about numbers in a minute here, but it's pretty cool. And Las Vegas Raiders colors, of course, you can see they've got a lot of black. It's going to be black and silver, some white. It's kind of cool because Las Vegas is in Nevada. Nevada is considered the silver state. Oh, I did that thing again. It's considered the silver state, so it makes sense, right? Because you got the silver and black for the Raiders. And anyway, design build. The roof sections is translucent, so you can see my videos change now. Now I'm walking, going to the palms. So you're wondering, there's that good-looking guy. Don't look at his fat. Anyway, so that good-looking guy is going to the palms. If I put my glasses on, will I look the same? Let's try this again here. It's like, yeah. Okay, too cool. All right, just being me. Somebody said I got to be more me in these videos, so unfortunately that's me. And I might explain why I'm single. Anyway, the roof is translucent. So again, this is a stadium. You don't need a retractable dome because the weather in Las Vegas doesn't support it. I mean, in the wintertime, it can be too cold, believe it or not, even in Las Vegas. In February, it snowed when I was here. So that's kind of cool, seeing snow and some palm trees. But that's, an unusual thing. But, it's not like it's hot in February. So there's that to consider. And, of course, the summer, it's just incredibly hot, right? So they designed it so it's not a retractable dome stadium like we have in Toronto, one of the very first in the world. Ooh. But this is translucent. So the idea is all the sunlight can come through. You get the feeling that you're outdoors. You get the feeling like the roof has been opened up, which I think is really cool. This is my Las Vegas shirt. Can you see it? Yay. Yeah, I'm a Las Vegas fan. So practice facilities in Henderson, we said it costs $100 million to build that thing. $100 million just for the practice facility. I remember when Skydome was built in Toronto, and I don't know when that was. It was the 80s. But the price tag, I believe, for that at the time was $500 million. And this is $100 million just for the practice facility. Incredible. I like these designs. These modern designs are always so thoughtful for people. Oh, look, we got like a pause there. What I mean is, and it's by law too, your stairs are no longer, in the old days, like arenas and stuff, we used to have Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. I mean, what a death trap. It was so steep, but it wasn't just that. It was super hot at the top, bad air conditioning, air recycling, that kind of thing, environmental controls. And the stairways were like 3 feet wide. Now they have to be wide enough so everybody can vacate the building. And there's a lot of wide open spaces. And what I'm thinking of right now is T-Mobile Arena. That's a beautiful arena. That's probably the nicest hockey arena on the planet. I can't say that for a fact, but I've been to a lot of arenas. I'm Canadian, right? I might have been born in one, right? So just in my district alone, we've got like 15, 20 hockey arenas. But the new one in Toronto, I say new. It's not that new, but it's terrible design, I think, by comparison. Every seat in that T-Mobile Arena is great, and it's comfortable. Like, there's open spaces. There's people gathering areas. You can walk up and go onto a balcony and look over the little park down below near Park MGM in New York. But I digress again. So anyway, I think it's modern and thoughtful. There's video screens in and out by the looks of it. I haven't totally seen the final version of that yet. But if it's anything like the design of the arena I think it's in Atlanta, is it? You can correct me in the comments, where they have those massive screens around the top. That's incredible. But part of the design idea is to have a massive screen on the outside of the building as well. I think that's really cool. That got me excited. Did you see me move there? I don't know why. Anyway, there's a torch there. And I finally found out why there's a torch. I thought they were building this torch for the Olympics because, what a great idea. If the Olympics were in Las Vegas, think about it. You could have them in September, October when it's cooler, so the temperatures won't affect people. And I don't know why I do that. Anyway, good lunch. But I think the Olympics would do great in Las Vegas. I mean, just think every aspect is there. Yes, they do have water. There's Lake Mead. So all your water events could be on there. This arena definitely would hold enough people. Fantastic spot. How come nobody's talked about that? There you go. I'm the only person to talk about the Olympics. But going back to this torch thing, I have some more coffee. What? It looks like an Olympic torch, but apparently it's in memory of a guy named, and I apologize to locals who know this, but it was the, what's his name? It's in memory of a guy named Al Davis. He was the longtime owner of the Raiders. So when they're in Oakland, I guess, another place, whatever. But so it's a tribute to him. What an honor, though, right? Getting a massive Olympic-style torch, erected in your honor. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's do some numbers then. So we said it was 62 acres, $100 million for the Henderson facility. We said that. They added 20 extra suites at a cost of $40 million. If you're like me, I'm probably never going to be in a suite. The only suite I get is when I go to the candy store. And but 20 extra suites, wow. So that shows, what I get excited about that, though, is it shows there's a lot of interest. Because there's some debate, can Las Vegas support a massive stadium like this? There's only, 9 home games for an NFL season, I think, something like that. Again, don't get mad at me, please. I don't know for sure. But, you can correct me in the comments. And then you're going to need other events. So you've got the UNLV Rebels, special events, mega concerts. If they can get an MLS team, which there's talk of, apparently David Beckham did a promotion for that. But can you imagine an MLS team there? Some of the other events they're going to have is the Pro Bowl. NFL Draft is coming, but apparently they're going to have it at Caesars. Inside. If you watch the NFL Draft this year, it was so cool outside in Nashville. I'm not even really interested in the draft. I like football, but I'm not that into it. But that was fun to watch. I mean, that was an event, and it was outside. And, meanwhile, they're going to hold it inside at Caesars. I don't get it. But so someday they could have it at that stadium, right? NCAA Final Four could be played there, apparently. Sevens rugby could also be done. Monster Jam. UFC. I mean, the UFC is based out of Las Vegas. So that would be perfect, wouldn't it? It does replace the Sam Boyd Stadium. And that's for the UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. It looks cool and modern on the outside, but credit to America, you guys can build a brand new stadium and have another really nice one just kind of sitting there empty, because what are they going to do with it? I haven't heard anything. That's a big stadium over there, so I don't know. Anyway, we talked about the torch. Oh, we were going back to numbers, yeah. So this is interesting. $78 million just to buy the land. I got to scratch here, but I'm not lying. They said the land was worth $78 million. You got to wonder, though, whoever owned that land, did they know it was for this? Was it speculation and somebody bought it and then sold it? Like, can you imagine $78 million just for the land? That's pretty cool. The whole thing is $1.8 billion. So here's a breakdown in that. $750 million is public money. So some people, look at my eyes, some people get mad because of that $750 million, you could be using that for education. Apparently public education really suffering in Las Vegas. There was talk that the marijuana tax, because that's legal here, was going to be used for education. So there's debate, like, where's that money going? And their schools apparently are suffering. I'm a former teacher, so I understand where they're coming from. Although the wages I've heard down there and that they can't attract teachers even because the wages are that bad, conditions are that bad. They spend a lot of their own money on supplies. Even though I was well paid as a teacher here in Ontario, Canada, I still ended up buying supplies too. You'd be amazed how much stuff you use in a classroom. But I digress again. Oh, I've used it like 4 times now. Anyway, so that money's coming from the public, but it's coming in the form of bonds. So before you sit back and say, oh, I'm paying tax, actually you're not. Anybody who visits Las Vegas is paying tax to help build that. Oh, nice hat. That's in the form of a hotel room tax. And I think that's kind of a cool idea, right? So, who's going to notice it? And so there's a hotel room tax, and that's helping to pay for this. So looking at the breakdown again, because I didn't memorize these numbers, of course. This is really interesting. So municipal bond sale. The municipal government, though, cannot get any revenue from the stadium. What? You would think, the municipal government could make money from this. They can't, because the bonds they sell or sold are tax exempt. And I guess there's some kind of rule. If you sell a tax exempt bond, you cannot make money as a result of whatever it is you sold it for. So they're not going to make any money. But I'm sure, when you think of the cash injection going into Las Vegas, everybody wants to go there already, right? Now people want to go even more. You want to go see the Raiders. You want to go see their MLS team. You want to go see the UNLV. I mean, I could go on and on, right? Maybe Sandman might put on a concert there. It'll sell out. People will go see, right? They'll be spending money there, hotel, taxes. There you go. So anyway, $1.1 billion will be paid by the Raiders themselves. I say the Raiders themselves. That's one guy who owns it, right? But $645 million in bonds were sold in April of 2018. Get this. In April of 2018, in 90 minutes, they sold $645 million of those bonds. That's incredible, isn't it? $645 million bucks raised in 90 minutes. Wow, and I can't get anybody to buy my friggin' stuff at my garage sale. I mean, what's that about? Anyway, so we talked about the torch. I think the new owner's name is Al Davis. Correct me if I'm wrong. So anyway, he must be a really happy guy because he's going to have a beautiful facility there. So that's really about all I've got on the stadium. I think it's a great idea. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of locals aren't liking it because they feel that, I guess they're inheriting this team. They're adopting it. What's wrong with that, right? But this city absolutely loves their Golden Knights. Now, I don't think it's just because they were winning. I think it's because, and I've talked to people, they said they like the fact that they started here. The Knights were created in Las Vegas. So I can understand that. There's a certain loyalty that people... I can remember going by a pizza stand and... Okay, I didn't go buy it. I bought a pizza. What are you looking at? Anyway, and this was in Summerlin. And I heard these two old guys talking hockey. And it was really cool. Being Canadian, I know a little bit about hockey, right? Hey, look at that smile. It's kind of like a Mona Lisa thing going on. Anyway, and they're talking about, the Knights and how they're playing and who did what. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm in Las Vegas. I could be in Toronto. It would be the same kind of conversation. So it's neat how Las Vegas has adopted the Golden Knights and made it their team. And I think that's really cool. So, I mean, to the naysayers, you all have your opinions. I just think, hey, I'm ready to jump on this bandwagon. Why not? And even if they lose, who cares? It's fun. The world is so full of depressing things and negative things happening, So I think it's nice to have something positive for a change, something different. And this is definitely different. There's never been a stadium like this, obviously, in Las Vegas. And it's going to be one of the most modern ones, in the country, maybe the world. I'm really dying to see how they fit this thing out inside of it. And I really like the fact that it's located literally about 15 minutes from my house. So maybe I'll sell parking. Hey, do you want to park your car at my place? I've got a good spot. $20. And I can buy some stuff with that, some beer. Anyway, so so go Raiders, go Knights, and buy some souvenirs when you're here in Las Vegas. Check it out. And that's all I have to say. So I hope you like, share, subscribe. I guess I was supposed to say that at the beginning. Did I? I don't know. I talk really fast. People say that. And I've only had like half a pot of coffee this morning. So 24 minutes, probably my longest video yet. Thanks for sharing it with me. Thanks for hanging out. It's just nice having people say the nice things they do to me. Some people don't say so much nice stuff. But like I say, I'm One Take Sandman. I'm not tall like Jacob, from Jacob's Life in Vegas. He's amazing. You've got to subscribe to him. Then I'm not good looking like, say hi to Matthew. I'm not full of fun and energy like Ozzy and Anna from Woo Vegas, which you have to subscribe to. They're amazing. And I'm a big fan. And they have two new baby girls. I tried to get my name in on that. It was X-Nate apparently. But, my name's Sandy, right? Sandy for a girl. Why not, right? It's a unisex name. But I'm digressing again. I didn't do this. Digressing. But anyway, you got to subscribe to all those channels. They're really good. Steven, I just started communicating with him. He's a vlogger down here. He's really good too. He makes me laugh so much. His is Not Leaving Las Vegas. You really should subscribe to his channel. It's cool. And I'm getting ideas from him. Not stealing ideas, because him and I were talking about that, because I kind of accused him of stealing something, which he didn't. I mean, come on, it's YouTube. We're all going to have the same ideas, right? He's done shows about the stadium. So has Jacob. Everybody does. So I guess it's just how we present it, right? So anyway, we ended up being friends from it. So that's really cool. So maybe someday him and I can do a video together. That would be great. So I just wanted to say thanks for tuning in again. Please subscribe. If you hit that little bell thingy, apparently, that'll give you a notification when I come up with a new video. So I think that's pretty cool. So now I'm going to do my special effect now. I'm going to say, Vegas, eh?